I am Joe Morton.
Hey, I'm Tracey Moore.
Welcome inside the Black Box. Class is in session.
An original 10-episode series that endeavors to explore how one's complexion influenced today's Hollywood A-list is coming to Crackle TV. Let's welcome Joe Morton and Tracey Moore, hosts of the new series Inside the Black Box. I want to thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
Joe, you are a well-known face to the screen and to the Broadway stage. You are a Tony-nominated actor, an Emmy award-winning actor. So tell us a little bit more about what you hope to accomplish with this series.
Well, Inside the Black Box, for all intent and purposes, is kind of an offshoot of the idea of Inside the Actor's Studio, but from a very Black point of view. The idea is to give a community of artists an opportunity, one, to educate themselves, to inform themselves about the goals and obstacles of their colleagues, and also to give the on-camera students the opportunity, one, to get involved in improvs, two, to ask questions of the guests that come on, and three, to get on camera with a hope that it will sort of help their own careers.
And the show focuses, though, on so much more than entertainers of color and their career and their trajectories, as you were saying, that this really is an opportunity for people at home to learn, for people who are sitting in the audience, in the studio, as it were, to go through exercises. So why do you think that this is an important component to the series?
Well, I mean, the idea, well, Tracey, I'll let Tracey answer that.
No,
Yeah.
well, I was going to say that, you know, as a Black person, there are a lot of conversations that we have among ourselves. And for a long time in this industry, I've been involved since 1987. We know what the problems that exist in terms of diversity. And as a casting director, I know that as well. So this is a platform for us to talk about these honest, raw conversations to the world and to focus on the solutions and, you know, coming together, because there's so many beautiful gems that are dropped by our guests. But I love when Felicia Rashad says, I mean, we're all the same. Regardless of your color, a woman, regardless, you know the experience of childbirth. Yeah. Right? So I feel like this show is going to definitely educate and allow people into a world that they don't know these stories and they've never heard these stories, and we can all learn and grow from each other and move in the direction of change.
And Tracey, you're a celebrity acting coach. You're the founder of The Spirited Actor. There are life lessons that are talked about in the show, history, people's experiences, things of that nature. Can you give us another example? You mentioned Felicia Rashad. Can you give us another example of some of those moments that stick out particularly for you?
We have Sally Richardson Whitfield on, and she is an actress and directing currently. And she said that every job that she goes into, she cannot fail, you know, because, you know, she's opening up doors for other Black women to become directors, other women of color. And, you know, that resonates with me, because as a casting director in the early, you know, 80s or the late 80s, I was always the only Black person in the room or person of color. And so I understand that. For me, I put in 150, 200% into my job, because I knew I had to do it right. I had to be great for my next job and for someone to come after me.
Yeah. And each episode is an hour long. It explores actors, producers, directors, musicians. It really runs the gamut in terms of the type of entertainers that you talk to. Joe, did you notice that there were any common threads within their stories that you could relate to personally in your own experience as an actor?
Well, sure. Pretty much we all kind of came up around the same time. And one story that sort of seemed to come up over and over again is the moments when a director or a casting director would be asked to have an actor be more Black. Something I certainly personally went through, and it comes up a lot. Or where an actor is put into a position where there's mostly white folks in the room, but they're being told by a director or whomever to sort of embody a particular monologue or whatever it is. That's very uncomfortable. And so it's to have another person who looks like you, who knows that culture, who knows that experience, to sort of be able to guide you through it is really important. And those kinds of things have happened to all of us. The other interesting thing, though, is with the improvs, with the students. It becomes very human. Suddenly, you know, an improv is not just an exercise about acting. Suddenly something will happen. You know, one improv is a young man trying to get into the water with goggles for the first time. But it could be as simple as that, or it could be as complicated as a woman confronting someone who raped her years ago, or someone talking about drugs or finding money on the street and what do you do. So suddenly the world opens up because we're sort of asking ordinary people, quote unquote, actors, to sort of embody some moments that come up in an instant that suddenly fill the room and filled everybody's imagination in terms of what we've all experienced or what we've seen on the news or the world that we live in.
And so many of these experiences really do transcend the pigment of your skin. This is on such a human level that everybody can relate. Joe, Tracey, I want to thank you both so much for joining us. Again, this series is going to be found on Crackle TV, 10 one-hour-long fabulous episodes in this series. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, tomorrow.
We're back after this.